Hi, my name is Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary.
Yes, Reggae Boyz commentary, like and subscribe, yeah? Reggae Boyz commentary, like, share and subscribe.
Reggae Boyz commentary, subscribe, like and share. Is that the right order? Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boyz commentary. Thank you so much for tuning into another video on this channel. As you can see, we have a very, very special guest with us today. Not because he's a Manchester United fan, but because he's our national goalkeeper. It's Jeadine. Yeah, man, it's a bad jersey. It's a bad jersey, man.
A big team, man. Big team.
Yeah, man, it's a big team, man. It's a big team. How things, man? How life treating you, the family and everything?
Everything good on course. I just go and put in the work and hope everything pan out as it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, the reason why I want to have you on is like reflect on your career so far and everything like that in footballing wise. And I just wanted to know from you where football, the journey started from you when you were young. Do you remember the first time you played? Were you an outfielder? You were playing with friends. You remember that first time you played football?
Yeah, I remember the first time. I never knew anything what I was doing. I was just up and down the side. They even took me off because they said I was moving more like a linesman than a football player. That was the first ever evening I decided I was going to play football.
Okay. What about your time, like in prep or primary school? Was that when you said, football is something I can do? That was the first time you were in goal as a goalkeeper?
So growing up, I used to watch my uncle keep goal for doing park, and it was always fantastic, whether he was scoring from set pieces or making saves. So I always admired that and wanted to be like that. So I would go over the field on the plane. We normally use stones as the goal, but it was wide enough for us to use our hands. So I would go in there, and that's where I started to learn a few things. But then I told my uncle, and then he started to develop more and started to show me more as what to do. But I never really took football serious until the 9th grade. I played my first year of football in 2012. I kept in the Premier League, went to the quarterfinals and lost. And then when I played my first season for club, for the Hidden Park, I played one game in goal, and the rest of the season I played attacking midfield. When I started to go to stats, 7th grade, I was training to play Pepsi. I didn't play because of ID issues. And then when my ID finally came, I just decided to check. This not even making sense because I 3 match to play, 3 match to have ID. I didn't go because I was really a book person.
Oh wow!
I was more serious about my book work. So whenever I take football serious. Then 8th grade, I played Pepsi, and I played up a Calabar. We lost the game 4-1, but we should I get like 20 something, and that was the first time Maxwell from Cavalier saw me, and they wanted me to come to Calabar and those kind of things, and I was like, no, I'm not leaving my school. But I went to Cavalier for a couple training session. I was supposed to play on 13 with them, but it never worked out because my community wanted me to come back to play for the Hidden Park, and I said, all right, fine. I came back and played. It was I think after I won under 15. That's when I started to I'm telling you, I really going to take football serious.
Yeah.
Like I play parish league as it, and because of circumstances, you see me, we're not gonna say we have a world of problems like everybody. Cause everybody have their own problem, you see me? But me never have a bag of clothes to say in Spanner, coat Spanner say black jeans pants and white t-shirt. Me not have that. So one day I go up there and I'm cut off with jeans. I'm a black shirt. And the boss run me home. You see me? But I was embarrassed because I know in myself that it's not because I didn't want to follow the dress code. I just couldn't at the time. So I never I never went back. I never went back, and they played the game and they lost. And he thought to himself that if I was playing, the results would have been different. And he came to my community in search of me. And then I went to him and we spoke. And then that's when he got to understand that I'm trying to make something from this. Because we don't really have it. Go. No fight time. He had to give him a bus fare and stuff. And in the end, we got the final. Go penalty shootout. Save 2. And we win. And then the other week, I got called to the national 17 for a child, and I was 13. So that's when I really sat and thought. I thought to myself, I'm saying, yo, I started to play football at 10 to 12, in 10 to 12, and I'm going to turn 14, and I got a call to the national team for a child. That's when I say, yo, I can take this thing far, man. Like, I can go to another level. After that, after the parish league, I played under 15. Won under 15 with Dwayne Park. I conceded no goals throughout the whole tournament. And I got MVP. And that was 2014. Then 2015, I went to Cavalier and did the same thing all over again. I won under 17 too with Alex and Talbot and those guys. I didn't even concede in that. So I kept 3 youth tournaments straight without conceding a goal. And that's when I started to look into it and I say, oh, if I take this serious and train hard, I can make something from this. Right? I got called to the national 17, but I was never selected for a national youth team before. So, I never, hold on there. Auntie Mary, I still come take up there. So, like, when I was under 17, I started to, because I went to the trial, I would have started the whole new setup as the number 1. And it's like I kept falling down the pecking order for reasons I don't know. So I never really I never made it bother me as much. I played Manning Cup in 2010. But my grandmother died and I couldn't really concentrate mentally, and then coach dropped me from the team. And that's when I played under 16 because I never played under 16 before either. I only played 1 year of that. So it was up and down in the beginning because I wasn't sure this was something that I wanted to do. I love doing it, but when I look around and see how many persons make it, and then I would think like, you push by me, me not gonna make it fine. So it did hard. It was really hard for me then. But when I got the first child call up, that's when I said, all right, I can make something from this. This is the beginning of something.
Yeah. Okay. And tell me about your time at Stats, 2017 to 2019, 2 finals. Would you say at that time you were like, okay, I'm at another level now, or things are happening, or what was so special about that team? Because honestly, to this day, people are like, that Stats team can do anything on the day. From in goal to up front, it was a quality unit.
All right. After 2016 Manning Cup, if you remember, we made history. We qualified to second with the lowest amount of points. It was crazy. But the 2017, after I got kicked out of the national 17, because like I said, I was going down the pecking order for some strange reason. Mr. Speed told me that I should come to play Super League. And focus on that. He told me that would boost my development because I'm playing with persons older than me. And at that point, I was 16. So I was all right, fine. Big man didn't have nothing for me. I went there, we played, we won Super League. But during that time, Mr. Speed taught me a lot of lessons in terms of becoming a professional, a better person, right? He basically schooled me right through that Super League season, that 2017. So like I remember the first time I was in the squad, the club secretary took me to the game, but I never said I was coming to the game. Right? He picked 3 goalkeepers in the squad, but I never said, all right, I'm going to be traveling Mr. Cohen because the team has a meeting time, and I didn't say, all right, I'm going to travel Mr. Cohen. When I got to the game, the squad had already changed, and I say, you're not changing. When you're coming to the games, let us know that this is how you're going to get here. Don't turn up and then feel like, oh, you're a prima donna, so you're going to change and play.
Yeah.
Go and sit on the wall and watch the game from the stats.
Interesting.
Then there was another time he saw that I was taking, because all right, so basically I said that I was better than the other keepers in the team. So I started to take it for fun and joke. But I'm always confident with the ball at my feet. So even some of the times I wouldn't kick away the ball if I come under pressure. I would try to dribble it and then play it.
Yeah.
So he was telling me that there's nobody in the world that wants a goalkeeper that's broken. Right?
Yeah.
And he says that he sees that this is me taking the turn for a job. And everybody name had their jerseys in the back except mine. And he said, if you like a big man, yeah, look right. So them little thing there, it's like growing a child and not beating them, but taking away the things that they love as punishment. So he knows I wanted to play. He didn't make me play because he wants me to do better. I remember it was an under 20 game that we played against UA and I was exceptional that game. We won that game 1-0. I wasn't even catching the ball. I said, like, they were kicking shots to me and I'm catching them. And I said, somebody throw that. And it was like laughter pea soup. And then after the game, he said to me, know what I look like. I am ready to play. And I want to play. And then in the back end of the season, we got to the semi-final and get to a penalty shootout. And it was when I saved the penalty that made us go to the final. He said to me, you see what happens in the work hard? But say, yeah, someone can get my name down back now. Right. Like, and he laughed and said, all right, you deserve it, you work for it. I still have that jersey up to this day. I never gave that jersey away.
Yeah.
I put my name in it.
Wow.
And we won. We ended up winning the Super League and qualifying back to the Premier League the next year. Well, I at that point I was in 11th grade. I wasn't supposed to go back to stats that year.
What?
I wasn't supposed to go back to stats. It was like May, June, that Cyril will text me and said to me that he's going to be the manager coach because my school didn't start the program as it, and we didn't know who was going to be the coach. And Coach Speed wanted me to come to Ulmers, and I said, all right, fine. I was doing I wasn't worried about the subject stuff for me going because I know that I could do well in the exams to get the grades that I need to go. So I never made that bother me. But he said, when Cyril messaged me, instantly my mind turned away from going to Ulmers. Because he messaged me and said that he's going to be the coach and he wants me to be in the net and in charge. And I said to him, you don't have to say an next word. I'm there. Because in the time when my grandmother passed, Cheryl was one of the persons that was there for me mentally as a youngster. And you can't repay somebody for that. And the manager at Stats, his name is Kashka Jones. That man will move a mountain if I ask him to.
Wow.
I remember under 15 national team. I never had passport, boots, gloves, those things that were necessary to go on camp because that time I was keeping with my bare hands.
Mm.
And he never knew about me. My mom went to a PTA thing, and someone introduced her to him, and they were talking, and she was explaining the situation. Like the Thursday was girls' day. I got my passport, boots, gloves, track shoes, everything I needed to go on camp the Friday evening in a day. And ever since that day, if I call that man and say, my head hurt me, feel reach. So even when Cyril messaged me and say, oh, he want me stay, it was no second guessing for me. Because the persons at Stats have always been there, always had my back. Even to this day, we have that bond. Me, Cyril, Coach O'Malley, management, everybody. We have that bond up to this day. So they instantly evolved from friends and coaches after family to me. So there was nothing they could tell me that I wouldn't do. In order to go into the morning cup, like there was a time on my farm like go way down. Way down. And whenever it hard. But then in the team, you have David, you have Andre, you have Barrington, you have Sanchez, Gibbs. There was just a lot of strong person in the team. You see me? So if that given day when one hour fought, we always have the strength we need to pick up our next one. Always. So even after the games then when we are struggling for find goals, we at the back decide saying if we can't score, them can't score. And it just simple come down to that. We can't score, them can't score. Because when I check it back, enough of the games that we won was 1-0.
True. Yeah, it's true.
Most of the games we won was 1-0.
You've been at the task to get all of the money.
Yeah. 1-0. I think the semi-final with KC was 2-1, but yeah, most of them were 1-0.
The semi-final was 2-1. 1-0. Well, I remember the game we played over Bridgeport. The field that we were supposed to play on was waterlogged, so we had to switch fields and play at Cedar Grove. We scored early. Underscore early, and the game started go down to the wire because the field shots is like shooting practice. I remember that day, man. I had to pull some saves off. Even at the time, I had to take one out the net, like with literally stretch my. I was inside the goal and the ball was falling in, and I had to stretch my hand from inside the goal and catch it and thing it out. A cameraman took that picture and posted. Yeah, that was the back page of the Observer the next day.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, yo. It was crazy because I was like, yo, did I really do that? The picture proved it that's what happened. But it was just the strong characters in the team. Right? And no matter what happened, we had one another's back as a team. It was just different. That different fighting vibe.
That's good. I'm glad to hear about that. Internationally, though, who would you say that you looked up to and say, yeah, I would like to model my game off him? Whether it's Casillas or De Gea, which one or two keepers you looked up to in that sense?
See, the 2017 Gold Cup. I've been watching Blakey from the first time he got drafted in 2014.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But coming when the Gold Cup came up, I was going to be the captain for my school, and he's captain in the national team. I decided, all right, I'll go watch this man as much this season and mimic what he does. I remember times. I remember when it was the other day that I was telling him this. That at those times when even up to this day, watching him play and some saves that he pulls out, Literally bring tears to my eyes. Literally.
Wow.
And I was telling him, and he said, he was saying, no, I never tell him that before. Me, I said, because it never come up. But man, it's no joke. When I sit, like, if I sit and watch a whole save show for Andre Blake, tears literally flow from my eye because this man is just majesty. No, like, nobody not tell me about them missing the man just nothing there.
Yeah.
Is he done? But yeah, the man, he's just great. He has always been my role model. On field and off field. Even when I got to know him, the first time, the first time I spoke to him, it was the manager of Stats that got his number for me.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the first time I spoke to him. And I could always reach out to him and he taught me stuff. I could ask him about things and he told me like what's his best thought and what I should do in certain situations. Even the whole college dilemma, I was speaking to him about it and things. But enough persons still didn't understand what happened then. But I just don't talk about it. But then when I remember when I got the email that I was supposed to go on national camp for the first time, the senior team camp. That was when something different was sparked inside me and the hunger became more. Because I was doing good, but then the hunger became deeper for me to do even better. Because now I'm seeing where I have a chance at making it big. Because if I was 17 and I'm being selected in a national senior setup where I would be amongst Amal Knight, Damien Hyatt, Dennis Taylor. These are players that I watch on Monday night on TV or on a Sunday. And I found myself in a training session with them. I always tried to grasp as much and learn as much from them. I remember the game they played in Sabina Park. I wasn't selected for those games. For the game, the Antigua games, I wasn't selected.
Yeah.
But me and Blakey would talk. And I remember telling him then that September, we're going to be on the same team. He said, fine, let's see. And then the coming September in Ecuador, I'm in New York.
Against
Ecuador. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. And it felt unreal. Up to this day, it still feels unreal that I have gotten my chances. Because at my age, enough persons are still dreaming for that chance. So it was really good for me. But I put it down to setting the standard high because do what Andre does. It's a really, really high watermark. A really, really high benchmark, I should say, to get to. And that shows that I grind hard and I got there.
Exactly. The hard work paying off. And you spoke about your debut against Ecuador. All three of your caps have come outside of Jamaica, Costa Rica, and of course, USA and Austria. I want to talk to you about your experiences playing overseas in those games because a lot of Jamaicans, them one cap or the two cap or three, is on the island. Your caps have come overseas, different environment and everything, you know?
You see, like the first game,
yeah.
Oh, when Tapa called me and said I should go and warm up, I was like deaf because me I say I'm mad. That's what I'm saying in my mind. He's mad. Amal is used to this and they're scoring on Amal. We're 2-0 down right now. When I'm going, by the time I was saying when I go there, I'm going to be 4, 5. That's what I'm saying in my head because I'm like, I'm not ready for this. That's all. When I was warming up, I didn't even do any good coordination warm up. I was just running like I'm mad because I was nervous. And when I went on, immediately a ball came through
Mm-hmm.
A ball came through, and I had to run out and play. But it was me running, and Valente was running to me, and Damon was running with him. But Damon pulled wide and said, give it to him. So I just played it off. And that first touch to see that I completed the pass, all the nerves just went away. And everything just became still. And after that, I think that was the best game I played for the senior team. The first one. That 30 minutes, I
Yeah.
was solid. I remember in the airport, persons are saying that I should have been the one who started the game. And I said to myself, say, they not even know why I'm about. So they don't even them things say, I just go there and play football like I'm running cup this. So
Like
I
that's
just
how
allow them
yeah.
to talk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That first game though, that's my even the other day someone asked me about that experience. I was telling them that it's the best feeling ever. And when I look at the games that I've played in, I've played against Ecuador, Costa Rica, and USA. Those are big games. Big games. Um, I played two and not conceded, but I've conceded four in the last one. I think it's a good record for me to play. But I want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
improve on it. But believe me, Simon, the words to really tell you how it is and how it feel or how it work, not dead it. It's not dead at all. Cause it's not easy. As people think it is easy to say, all right, it's just a game of football. And they expect you to win every time. But it's not easy. It's blood, sweat, and tears out there. Especially when it's country versus country. Coach Downs always tell you that is war. So, yeah.
Yeah, quite a journey and experience there. And tell me about your journey when it was the under 20 team, because after you make your debut for Jamaica, you went to Florida with the under 20s, and that was a team with whole heap of star players that you played with at Cavalier too, plus others at other clubs as well. We're unbeaten that tournament.
Yeah. I never wanted to go to that tournament.
Really interesting.
Yeah, because there was no preparation. There was no preparation. And that would have been my first youth. That would have been my first youth team
Mm.
call up. I've never been selected for a youth team to represent in international games. So I remember the morning, the coach, I called Coach Staffer about it, and I asked him if I have to go,
Yeah.
and he said, it's in the best interest that I go
Yeah.
because I wouldn't want it to seem as if because I've been in the senior team, and I'm trying to say, oh, I'm bigger than that. So I said to him, all right, you have a point. I went. That's how I went. When I went there, they weren't planning to play me the first game because I had an injury. I had an injury that I was playing with in Manning Cup.
Yeah.
There was a Monday night game. I got power to, so it came from Curacao. The ball boom up on me. But when it boom up, I was trying to hands it to say, all right, indirect. But because my body position was a tear, I tore the, can't remember it. I tore the ligament here, and I was getting treatment for it. So even in the 2018 Manning Cup, I wouldn't throw the ball. I would play with my feet all the time because I can't throw.
Right.
So they were saying the doctor saw that I had the injury for real when I did the medical, but they wanted me to come. But in the first game, I told them that, hey, listen, if I was at Jamaica, I would be playing. So just give me the painkillers and I'll play.
Yeah.
So I took the painkillers and I played right through the tournament. That tournament, I still don't know how we didn't qualify for the World Cup because shit. For a team that wasn't together until the day before the game against Grenada, it was sick.
Mm.
We played some brilliant football. Brilliant. We were strong everywhere. We were dominant. Yo, I remember the Mexico game.
Mm.
Maggie told me that he was gonna smash. Maggie swore. Maggie said, "I have to score tonight."
Yeah.
He swore that he had to score. Even when he scored, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I said, "Oh shit!" Like, whoa,
What a goal too.
it was only the water. I only saw the water flying off the net. I was like, I was lost. Lost of words. I mean, say, this kid, that youth are magical.
Goal of
That
the
was
tournament.
a brilliant team, man. Brilliant team. Everywhere. Even I remember one of the problems that we had in that team. Like, we never had a outright left winger,
Mm.
and the coach Jerry played Jubison in the Nicaragua game, and he instantly owned that position for the rest of the tournament. He started the Mexico game and he got a goal from. That was a brilliant goal too. Cause that's like a classic cut inside far post. That was a brilliant team. But the last day though, it was really disheartening because like we are trying to get the goals that we need, but when we're at 9, Mexico is at 8. It's like it's like we're fighting a losing battle. So we just say, all right, sure. Let's just finish on a high. We did what we could. It just didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, it is what it is. Goal difference, you know how it go. Perhaps the Grenada game could have been more, but it's the past, you know.
Yeah.
To go unbeaten, you to keep a couple of clean sheets is something that you can have a feather in your cap, you know. But where club football is concerned, winning a title for the club for the first time in 40 years. Tell us about that journey as well. Leaving the club, coming back, prodigal son.
All right. Honestly, the whole leaving Cavalier thing.
Yeah.
I think that was a point in my career. I had a mind problem. It was more of a me problem than any other thing. Right? I thought I developed a prima donna mentality where I didn't want to go to training. I'd wake up in the mornings and I just decide to say, oh, sure, Cavaliers changed too far, right? But win the game. But then I wanted to play, whether or not I was at training. I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Right. But then things started to go down to a wire because I wasn't playing, and then I wanted to be in the national 23, and I was told that if I'm not playing, it would be a hamper. But I already threw all my chips out the window with Cavaliers because I was missing training on a regular, and then the goalkeeper was doing excellent. So I wouldn't want to destroy the team's chemistry to say, all right, put me back in. Right? Then I went to Humble. That's why I went to Humble. But I wanted it to be alone. But for some reason, the conversation with me and Coach Speed never goes away. But it's because he was away and I was here. Because normally when we have disagreement, it's face to face. So we know, so we don't mean nothing. You know, you have the type of player-coach relationship there, where there's argument, but we know it's nothing. Right? It's just talking. But because he was away at that time and we were talking over the phone, it just seemed as so much more. And then it just never worked out. Never worked out. Then I remember talking to Coach Speed about coming back. And at one point it seemed very unlikely because the transfer fee was really high. It was 275,000. Cavalier has never bought a player for that money. The Cavaliers that build player team, they build their players and bring them up. And I remember the day when there was January 20. It was in the 20th of January. I like literally tell him to coach, here I go. Call it that day, man. I'm not expecting him to pay 275,000 for me. Right?
Yeah.
I even don't know what kind of shame me now. And I was just coming off an injury. But when I called him and said, all right, I'll just have to sit out 2 years and get a job for the 2 years because I'm not going back there. And he called me and said, yo, he's going to pay the transfer fee, but I should promise him that I'll get back in the national team. And I never slack off again like I did before.
Yeah.
And I think I fulfilled that promise and he won the league. There were still times that he had problems with me coming to training because that was COVID time. Let me say, yo, no ball and play that drain. It was draining mentally because we're going to training and we're hearing the league is going to start this time, that time, and they keep pushing back, kept pushing back. It was draining mentally. Because even in that season, you know, it's after we lost the game to Dumbo, he was planning on benching me. He literally told the team that I am fired. Like I'm on the B side. He said I should go and lose weight or I'm not going back in and goal. And then something happened in training with the other keeper. Some disciplinary stuff. And then I had to go back in the goal against Arnett.
Yeah.
And the Arnett game, I had a solid game. And then he called me on the phone and said, oh, this is the Jeadine I expect to see for the rest of the season and going forward.
Right.
And I said, coach, but we're not even doing that game the easy. I meant to make every game easy like that. Then
yeah,
I'm gonna say, all right, coach. Because really and truly, I don't like stump and bench. So so just feel out of the stump and bench.
Yeah, man.
I like that. So me not making bench. I just started to train harder, work harder. And then I was called upon to deliver the goods and I could. Because my body was ready and I was ready. So yeah. Because even I remember if I could give you a joke, you know, it's even the second leg, the semi-final against Stephen before the penalty.
Yeah.
Me and him, just the real court, literally just argued. Like 2 minutes before the penalty, we had just had an argument.
What?
Because there was a ball coming, but Topi's style, I don't need to go for that ball. Topi has it on the cover. But he's always saying that I should trust nobody because it's when I trust them, they'll give it away. Right? So that's it. This is Topi. Topi don't make mistake. If Topi make mistake, God must have come. Me know that. And so, especially that's it. God bless you that the league can out jump Topi. So Topi, I'm like, he might call me a cuss me. Oh no, that's a good stuff. That's what I said on the bench. I want to, and then the penalty come like the next play. The penalty come. I'm gonna say then the match don't hear me. I bet I'm never cuss you with it. I bet I'm never cuss you with it. That's yeah, driver. Yeah, but I just say boss go on. Let me say we have a player that the relationship with me and coach with that it's just like a father son thing. You know, one day cuss me dog rotten and the next day me and him good like that. Never. And that's just it. But that like even the final, like at the final, I could have the penalty shootout and thing. And he might ask me why I can't save one. Give him say, you can't save one, me I say coach. The rule is I have to have 1 foot on the line. This is my first time in the situation I don't have a save penalty with 1 foot on the line. Now could I take a half a step and cheat? No, I can't do that. So I have to just find a way to work with it. But in the last session before the final, I told him that I found the answer. But I can't do that. I can't work with it right as on the field. You just have to trust me tomorrow. So if it comes down to that, I have it. I ask him what is it. I'm telling him, say, I just stand up in the goal. Once I must stand up in the goal, obviously, they're behind the line as they want me to be. So any step, I'm still the behind the line. I'm saying, all right. And the penalty, when the match got them, tell penalty shootout. Even the penalty, they said the penalty on the 90 minute. I wanted Vince to go to my right.
All right.
I wasn't sure he bought what I was selling him. So I didn't want to go. And then when he went there, I was like, Jaja, come and sell him on the goods. And
yeah.
And going there for the penalty shoot, I'm telling him, say, coach, I have two, man. Because my uncle is the goalkeeper coach at the club too. So I tell him, say, I have two. I don't know which two, but I have two.
One way I push on the post. Yeah.
And man say, all right, if you have two, go on. Man, I have nothing to say. The first one, the bins again, I sell him it again. I mean, I say, all right, since I love buy things, I must catch you.
Yeah.
And even going into the penalty, I think to myself, I say, watch out. Everything more onto my advantage. Body weight, speed, power. Because I need all of that panda astroturf. And remember, the rain was falling, so it's faster now.
Right.
I think, if I remember clearly, only one penalty I went the wrong way. And that was Ricardo Thomas, yes, because he's left-footed and he uses right-footed kick. So it was that one he played with my mind on that one. But the others, I could have probably saved the others, like because I went the correct way. I touched some of them, but the pace in which it came off the astroturf was really faster than how I was moving. Because even when Leng missing it, I was like, Leng, after everybody missed. Leng no miss none at all. And then I say, oh, but then Cracker come, he just looked unsure. So I said, all right. After that one, because I didn't want it to go any further because I wasn't sure who else is going to miss. So I didn't want to find out. And I saved that one, I was like, I have to hit this because that was suddenly. When I saw Vision stepping up, I know Vision is a very good technical player. So. He can't miss. Cannot. And then it was just done from there. From I saved the second one, it was just done from there. Finish.
Well, you're full of stories though, that I can tell you. I tell you, that is
Football is a journey, man. It's nice.
Can write a book, man.
I don't know old people don't like football. Football is a journey.
Yeah, man.
It's nice.
It's true, man. Yeah, so
Jeadine, I play football every single game, real life, phone, anyway I can play, I play it. It's just nice. I don't know old people don't like it.
The greatest thing, man. The greatest sport, you know. Boy, yeah, man. I understand exactly what you mean. So, Jeadine, how you deal with people that said to you, boy, Jeadine, you're not 6'4", you're not 6'5". What you doing in goal? How you shape your mindset for people like that? That's a boy, you're not this height.
First, it was the height thing. Now it's a weight thing. But me and myself not feel heavy. I not have problems I move. I not have problems for the nothing. It's just that I don't know how my body just become bloated. I see physician, everything, the doctor. I even do a fat test, I don't have no fat. So I say, probably it's my body type. Right? I go overseas, there was no problem with my weight. the coaches had no problem with it. So me I say, oh, me no problem just overthink it then, right? But my listen, twins have twins because they're funny, but what they say is actually factual most of the time. And they always have they had this volume and Uncle Sack said with people you don't have to do anything because they can sleep and dream and wake up and say you did something when you did not. So I apply that. I'm gonna just knock off the noise, avoid it. Some of the times, I read the comments then, especially like if JFF post me for Instagram, I read the comments then. I'm gonna say people want to bun me out, you know. I say people want to bun me out. I'm gonna just laugh. I'm gonna say, yo, them people don't even know who you are. Them not understand. So you just load them and them talk. Remember one time I asked Damien about it, and if Damien was one of them, I tell me, say, yo, I just avoid the comments because people that would just say a bag of things. And then along after I realized, say, yo, most of the people I talk, they not even use them real page, a fake page I use. I say, yo, try to see things, I just laugh. I just go and comment for laugh. Cause even the girls and the other day when they win, I said I was in Miami with Baby Sham. Because he's my manager now. So me I talk to him. I said to him, say, I beg $500. Say, if we look into the comments right now, somebody said the girl is better than the boys. And about 4 or 5 of them comment, some of us laugh. So I tell them, man, they are people, yeah. They don't even know that.
Boy, I mean, I tell you. Yeah, all the time you say that. That's people for you. That's people for you. Different views and all them say. But you can't watch that. You focus on yourself. You know? Yeah, 21 going on 22. The whole life ahead of you. You know? And I mean, it's no secret to a lot of people. You were overseas recently. I just wanted to know from you your experience of being in that environment. Would you say, you know, the weather, the ball game was quicker when you were overseas recently from that experiences that you had?
It's more technical stuff. It's technical. Everything is technical and tactical. They have a set training session for this. They come the days before preseason games. We would play short-sided game, but the goalkeepers would go out and do the regular stuff. The teams play short-sided games, and then set piece, and that's all they do for the morning. The coaches come with how they want you to set up. They don't ask the goalkeeper or ask anybody what they think, or they know their players and they decide this player is best suitable for us to defend against a set piece here. And they do every kind of set piece there is, even not showing, attacking and defensively. So that was something new for me. And the coaches had different philosophies, and I would learn and I would understand more. So in different environments, even if playing out from the back, I learned a new way in which I could play out from the back and make it easier for my team and to break a press with one pass easier instead of go direct. Some of the time I can play it short, but it's weird. Even when the first time I heard the coach say it, I was wondering if he's making a mistake. Because I was like, yo, who does this? Like, what do you think about for even think that you're going to play that way through a press? And when I saw the team doing it, I was like, yo, this is very effective. Because nobody's expecting this. And once you get it correctly, then it becomes easier for you to attack because you take out 3 or 4 players with one pass.
Yeah. Wow. That's something I tell you. Okay. A lot of people in the comments as well, Jeadine, have been asking, what's next for you? I mean, you're here, you're doing your thing, you're improving as a player. What's the next step for you? What you hoping to achieve this year, 2022? You know?
Well, I'm hoping all is not lost with me getting a contract overseas really soon. And I really want that to come through as soon as possible, because I don't want my development to seem as if it has stalled. And for this month, coming back home, I had one goal, and I changed my mindset and decided, all right, one thing is for sure, I'll be playing for Cavalier for the season. That's for sure. So I have to focus on that. You see me? Yesterday we had a game, we lost, and I didn't play though, but I've been from I came home, I'm thinking I watched by the game, and I'm thinking like, how can we be better as a team, you know? If I even like, you know, talk to my teammates and say, yo, bro, we have to find this rhythm. So far, I've realized that we need to find a consistency because we are the defending champions. And before the season started, I did a overview, and I saw, by right, there isn't a team in the competition that should be keeping up with us. So I'm thinking that we just need to find a consistency, and I want to help bring that back to my team to find that form, whether I'm playing or not. I want to help find that. And I'm also hoping that coming for the upcoming games in the national team, I'll get selected. But it's iffy because I'm not playing. I was on the trial for 1 month. I know I'm back. The goalkeeper that was in the goal has been doing well. So I just have to work. If I get the chance to go, I'll really appreciate it. But I know it's iffy because I'm not playing right now. So yeah. I'm just doing what I have to, which is focusing on my club team right now and help play my part to make the team the best team.
All right, sounds good. Look, Jeadine, appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. Really, really appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Don't give up. Don't give up. You have an entire career ahead of you. All the best, and let's see if this can lead to, you know, another title for Cavalier. Perhaps, you know, you're going to be playing in CONCACAF tournaments and the club championship. So all the best to you on your journey, my friend.
Yeah, it's very much respected, and you're very much respected, right? And I've always dreamt about being on a sports commentary interview. So this is really a dream come true for me, and I appreciate the chance and the opportunity that I was given to speak to you. So I respect that, and with my team, we appreciate the well wishes, and we'll do our best, as we always do, to be the number one. And for the CONCACAF Championship, I think the goal is for us to be in the Champions League. So we're gonna work on that.
Yeah. Every year you've made strides, you know, your debut 2018, 2019, your second cap, COVID, as you know, is 2020, 2021, your third cap. So 2022, more eyes will be on you. So keep up the good work, man.
This year is a year that I want to raise the bar higher. So for the next 300 days of the year, it's going to be upward for me. Because I already calculated it out in my head that as of Wednesday, for the rest of the year, it's just up and doing things that are phenomenal for me. That's what I expect from myself. So yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, then, boss. Take it easy. We'll be in touch. To all of the viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. If you guys are tuning in late, watch this video from start to end and hear Jeadine White's story. Trust me, lots of stories. This guy can write a book, and he's not even 22 yet. Trust me. And a lot more chapters to write. Plenty more chapters to write. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary. And we'll have Jeadine back on the program very, very soon.